According to Purdue University Extension, the number of grain bin entrapments last year across the country fell to the lowest level in a decade. Purdue reported only 24 confirmed entrapments last year, but of those, 14 were fatal. As TWILA's Karl Wiggers shows us, here at home, the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation and Grant Parish first responders are taking steps to ensure our farmers don't become another statistic.
No farmer ever wants to find themselves trapped in corn, especially inside of a grain bin. This dangerous possibility drew around 60 farmers, grain facility employees, and first responders to Colfax, Louisiana for training in grain bin safety. The program was led by John Hubbard, who is the Senior Safety Specialist for the Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation. At this event, attendees learned safety precautions to always take inside and around grain bins. After time in the makeshift classroom, farmers and first responders moved outside to get hands-on training in grain bin rescue situations. In every rescue event, having the proper tools available is the most important factor. Grant Parish Farm Bureau President Ryan Yerby learned that the closest rescue tube like this one is 90 miles from his farm. Knowing this, he worked hard to make sure farmers in central Louisiana would be ready if disaster struck.
I felt that it would be a good idea with so many grain bins in central Louisiana, not just Grant Parish, but Grant, Rapides, and just the surrounding parishes, to kind of look and see what it would take to get one of these setups in a central location. That way, in case there was an emergency, it would be available for all the parishes around us.
Yerby and the Grant Parish Farm Bureau acquired this rescue tube with the help of Pioneer Seed Company's Community Investment Program.
Local communities, rural communities in the farming arena can apply for grants, 4-H, local fire departments, that kind of thing, to help out with access to funds to do safety events like this and do other things that benefit the community.
With this equipment, farmers and first responders will be better equipped to handle emergency situations in grain bins. Volunteer firefighter Jeremy Parker got to experience the role of a victim as he was submerged in this grain bin.
When you first got in, it felt very fluid. You started off, you could move. They only covered us to our waist, but within about 30 seconds of wiggling, I could barely just move my toes.
And you can wiggle your feet, that's about it.
To Parker, the new perspective he gained at this training will help him if he ever finds himself in a rescue situation inside of a grain bin.
One of the rescuers that I had is a professional firefighter, and he's a rescue technician. He was really good. He voiced and told me everything that he was doing. It calmed me down, and then thinking about it from a victim's perspective, said, okay, I want to know what these guys are doing.
The newly acquired rescue tube will be housed in Grant Parish at the Office of Emergency Preparedness. In the case of an emergency on a farm, the first responders will know exactly where to find the tools needed for a rescue. And Avery, Kristen, you guys have been to the same exact training. What was it like, Avery, for you to be in the bin?
Yeah, it was kind of neat because I was actually waist deep in the corn and I couldn't move. You think that corn, it's just, it's going to move around, it's real easy, you can pick up a handful, but when you have all that pressure coming in on your legs, it starts to hurt a little bit after about 20 minutes, because that's about how long it takes for them to get you out, even once you're in there. I can't imagine being stuck for more than an hour, because a grain entrapment, the average one, is going to take more than an hour between the time.
3 hours.
3 hours.
3.5 hours is the time.
I couldn't be stuck in there for 3.5 hours. I'd go stir crazy.
And then when you look at the temperature, they said that if it's cold outside or it's hot outside, whatever the temperature is, it's magnified in there. It's hotter than it is outside, and then if it's really cold outside, it's 10 times colder inside. So.
And next year we're putting you in the bin. Thank you very much, Karl Wiggers. Well, still to come on TWILA, the TWILA set gets invaded by bluecoats.
But first, the Gin Show and Ag Safety were all over your Facebook pages this week as we see it in Trending on TWILA. Stay with us.